In the early 1900s, on the rocky cliffs of a remote island off the coast of Maine, stood a weathered lighthouse. The only occupant was a man named Elias Grady, a veteran of the sea who had taken the solitary job after his wife and child perished in a shipwreck. For years, Elias tended the light faithfully, even as rumors grew among the townsfolk about strange lights at night and eerie howls echoing across the waves. One stormy night, a fishing vessel crashed against the rocks. The crew was never found. The Coast Guard visited, and Elias insisted he'd kept the light burning. But they noticed something strange. The logbook had been torn, pages missing, and the oil reserve nearly full, untouched. Suspicion grew, and whispers of madness began. A young investigator named Thomas was sent to live with Elias for a month to ensure everything was in order. At first, Elias was quiet but cordial. However, Thomas began noticing things. A locked room beneath the lighthouse, shadows that didn't move with the wind, whispers in the fog calling his name. One night, he snuck into the hidden cellar. What he found were journals, hundreds of pages scrawled in a frenzied hand. Descriptions of voices from the sea, dreams of drowning, and a presence that lived beneath the waves. Elias had been performing rituals, convinced he could bring back his family. When confronted, Elias wept. He claimed the ocean had promised to return his wife and child, but at a price. The missing fishermen, the torn logbook, it was all part of the pact. That night, the storm returned. The sea roared louder than ever. Thomas watched as Elias walked into the surf, arms wide. He was never seen again. The lighthouse still stands, automated now, but some say if you visit during a storm, you'll see a figure on the cliffs holding a lantern, waiting for his family to return.
In a sleepy town in Oregon, a 24-hour diner known as Benny's was famous for its cherry pie and warm coffee. But after midnight, things changed. Locals whispered of strange customers, people who didn't blink, who didn't eat, who just watched. In 2009, Jamie, a college student, took the graveyard shift for extra cash. The first few nights were uneventful, save for a tall man in a trench coat who came in at 3:15 a.m. on the dot, ordered nothing, and stared. Jamie tried to ignore it, but each night, the man brought others. They never spoke. They never moved, once seated. She'd blink, and they'd be closer. She checked the security tapes. Between 3:15 and 3:45 a.m., the footage was corrupted every night. Static, strange symbols flickering, a low humming noise. She asked her boss, who shrugged and said, "They've always been part of the place." On the seventh night, the man finally spoke. "We've watched long enough. You're next." Then the lights blew out. Jamie woke up at home. She had no memory of leaving the diner. She rushed back, but Benny's was gone. Just an empty lot. Locals swear the diner was never there. No records exist. But every year, on the same week in November, people report seeing an old sign flickering on. Benny's, open all night.
In the northern part of Romania, deep in the Carpathian Mountains, there's a forest locals avoid. Crimson-tinted woodland known as Pădurea Roșie, or the Red Forest. The trees grow in unnatural spirals, and even in daylight, shadows feel too long. GPS stops working, and compasses spin aimlessly. In 2015, a documentary crew entered the forest to explore local legends. The team of 6 included historians, a skeptic scientist, and a folklore expert named Anna. They set up camp near a clearing, known in local lore as the Circle of Silence. No birds chirped, no insects buzzed. Their first night was uneventful, but by the second, Anna began hearing whispers. She found old carvings on trees, symbols predating known Dacian runes. Each member of the crew had dreams of blood and fire, being watched. On the third night, the cameraman disappeared. No signs of struggle, no footprints, just his clothes neatly folded by the river. That morning, the trees near their camp had turned a deeper shade of red. The group tried to leave, but the path had changed. Landmarks were gone. One by one, they vanished. The skeptic, the historian. Anna ran, filming everything. She found a clearing filled with bones, human and animal alike, some arranged in ritualistic patterns. The last footage recovered from Anna's camera, found years later by a search team, showed her whispering in a foreign tongue, eyes black as coal. The screen cut to red. To this day, no one has returned from Padurea Roshi. Satellite imagery sometimes catches strange shapes among the trees. Locals say the forest feeds on fear, reshaping itself for every victim.